welcome along to the Rickerby Show 2024 right here in Carlisle, just off Quicke Road. Basically, we had such a good time last year at this event, we thought, well, we've got to come again and see what's going on. And with good reason as well, because Rickerby's, you're celebrating a lot of big anniversaries with a lot of your franchises.
Yeah, quite pleased. I mean, 70 years of Claas between Rickerby's and Claas, and then we're 100 years with Ransoms. We're doing 50 years with Abbey Machinery. We've got Quicke as well, and we've got Opico as well. So we've sort of been concentrating on some of these big celebrations and long tie-ups with the manufacturers.
That's it, some fair old long tie-ups. So what we're going to do, boys and girls, we've got the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Martyn Henderson, sales director at Rickerby's. So he's going to give us a whistle-stop tour of the show, which is, I believe, it's on an 8-acre site. So we've got a little bit of walking to do. What we're going to do, we're going to start outside here, have a look at some of the machines that are out here, and then we're going to sort of follow it through and work our way through the show. As we're doing that, we're going to point out a few things, and as we're doing it, well, Martyn, you can talk about some of these
chit-chat.
Yeah, some of these really long-term franchise relationships that you've had. So, yeah, here we go, Martyn, kick us off. So, you've got a fair old couple of Claas machines to kick us off with.
We have the Jaguar 970, which, if you look on the side, we've
done
a special delivery on here of Carlisle United. Their logo this year is Own the North, although we're not quite talking about how they're performing at the moment. But
it's work in progress,
work in progress, definitely. Like the boss not had an idea, because we're big Carlisle fans, do something a little bit different, stand out, and so everybody will see it flying about the countryside in the Rickerby area.
Right, so is this a wrap then?
Yeah, this is a wrap, done by John Cook Signs at Carlisle.
Does a lot for you, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does all our wrap and does a superb job. So the logos obviously come off all the foragers this year with the 50-year logo, so we've just altered it a little bit, put the Carlisle badge on, and Own the North, which is something that they produce at the start of the season.
And it goes well with Rickerby's as a
whole,
doesn't it?
Own the North. I'm not quite sure it's 100%, but we like to think so.
Well, you're having a good bash at it anyway.
We'll have a go. We'll have a good go
at
the job.
And
like that.
This wrap that you put on here, is this going to stay on there for a bit
well,
now,
to be fair, it'll stay for the season. Whoever buys the machine at the end of the season, will either keep it or we'll give them an option or whatever they want, to be fair. Because, let's be honest, some people will love it and some people won't. But the big thing about it is everybody will talk about it.
It's definitely, it's first thing you see as soon as you pull in this car park.
That was the idea.
So, I suppose it'll all depend on what football team the owner has.
As a Man U fan, it'll be Goose then, won't it, like to be fair?
Right, so Action 960, TT, Terratrack model.
I mean, we've sold two at our Cornhill depot for this spring. One just got delivered this week. This is Claas's own machine, and we're very kind to send us it up and part of the sort of celebrations and that. And I think it looks quite impressive.
I'll tell you what, in that gunmetal grey,
oh, it looks smart.
Looks the nuts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a big craze, isn't it, now with tractors changing the colours.
Yeah.
Whatever breed.
There's a lot of customisation now, isn't there? Making it your own, isn't it?
When you think about the money you're spending, you spend less on a Ferrari.
Yeah, exactly. Sounds so, while we're out here, shall we have a little wander down here?
Across here we have sort of what we call our special deal area, shop soiled equipment. Try to obviously get a little bit touch more off the manufacturer to make a little bit special deal on the show days.
Yeah.
And try and mix it up so you have a bit of everything, a bit of slurry. Obviously, it's quite a number of things. Hopefully, qualify for these latest grants.
That's it. That's a big thing at the moment, isn't it?
Oh, massive. I mean, not quite sure. I don't think customers quite sure just exactly what the rules and regulations are just yet, what's available and that. So, like everybody else, you try to get in quick. We've had an extremely good year with forage harvesters and combines. So a few second-hand ones here, displayed and valeted, ready for action. And then done an awful lot of grassland. That's been very successful again this year.
Yeah.
Mowers, tedders and rakes. And then selection of tractors. Tractors have been quite good as well.
I suppose particularly with the foragers and combines, with you guys being such a long-standing supplier.
Well, it's a specialist. It is our specialist.
Machines, it's a big thing for you guys, and you'll always have stock for people, won't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's our forte. We'd have to be honest and say we don't sell as many tractors as some of the main franchises, but you know, choppers, combines and green harvest, we certainly are one of the leaders, without a doubt. The tractor job is fun. Really exciting at the moment. There's new product going to be coming out on the horizon, and you know, our 660 model C-Matic, it's really doing as well.
Yeah.
That seems to be the buzzword in our range of tractors at the moment.
That's the daddy at the moment, is it?
We'll see a special one in the tent when we get through.
That's it, yeah. And you say there's some new tractor developments on
Well,
the
there seems to be.
horizon?
There's definitely a lot of development. I think people will be quite excited about what's in the next 2 to 3 years, what you're going to see from Claas.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing about them, they like to be niche, you know, in fairness.
Right.
They're never going to get, you know, the thousands of tractors that our competitors are, but what they're trying to do is with the C-Matic gearbox and the combination of the engines and the back ends and that is get a good all-round utility tractor. And it's, you know, I can't knock it. I mean, I've been here 34 years and certainly in our reign, it's the most reliable tractor we've ever sold, and we sold a number of makes for one reason and another over the years.
Yeah.
And reliability, you know, that's probably becoming our most popular model, like the 660
That's
C-Matic.
sort of becoming a bread and butter machine.
Yeah, 205 horsepower with the boost. And I will make a statement, it's the most comfortable tractor in the market, and I'll stand by that. With your 4-cab suspension, your front suspension, and that like.
And it's got Claas's own
Yes,
C-Matic.
it is. It's their gearbox. To be fair, they could have went with somebody else's, but they've developed and spent a lot of money and time, because obviously they have their own farm and test sites over in Germany and France. So
Well, that's it. Certainly put the money where the mouth is.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Spot on, right? If we dash across the car park
Yeah.
on our lap around the outdoor bit, we'll just do this final leg and we'll
Yep.
have a wander indoors. So, like I say, a bit more.
Yeah, some
Claas
balers
forage
and
kit.
stuff and that. Rakes, the new ranges of rakes that's out this year, the 4 rotors.
I was going to say they showed that last year, didn't
Yeah,
they?
4.7, 4.8, 4.9s, you know, that's went really well. They've upgraded the 4700 with the controller box. The first 4.7s were quite basic, which is fine for some, but some wanted a bit more control over individual lifts and rotors, ins and outs and that like. So
That's it, making life easier.
yeah, absolutely.
Because I tell you what, rake man these days, these big foragers, he's
Fish,
under pressure these days. Isn't he?
But he has to be quite technically minded as well, because all the controls, you know, it's not like the old days when you used to shove
Pull a spill lever and that's it.
2 spool valves and you were aware. Not now.
No.
Everything's changed.
Well, I tell you what, it's good that we can start the tour outside this year, because last
Yeah,
year
just
it was
terrible.
Baltic. It was bloody Baltic, so.
Snow, sleet. We've had some entertainments. You know, I remember the Beast from the East a few years ago, and there was that much snow and that we thought it was going to have to be cancelled. We've had thunderstorms, all sorts. So today's been tremendous.
It's been fantastic. Hasn't
Beautiful.
It? And it looks like, even though the weather is good, you're getting a lot through the door already.
Oh, we've had a good turnout so
there's
far. I mean, I thought possibly we've had a day or two good weather over here. I thought it might be a little bit low, but tens is as good as ever, to be fair. So.
So we move on inside now.
We're going inside's a bit warmer.
That's it. We start the indoor tour now.
Yeah, I mean, well supported by all the smaller stuff like cramps and Kerbal and stuff and Rutland and that and the Claas parts, etc., which is a big part of the business.
Well, I was going to say, it's, you know, parts and replacements and tools and all sorts. That's what the business runs on, isn't it? And that's what the industry runs on, really, isn't it?
And I do find that these sort of events, a lot of people, I think, like buying something and they haven't maybe been out and have come and, you know, see some smaller items, clean and stuff, spanners, oils.
LED work lights.
Yeah, that's a big thing now, LED lights and that, like, to be fair, power tools. And even talking about your wrap and your net wrap for the coming season and that sort of stuff. You've got all your fencing, which, you know, these days there's a lot of fencing being done under grants and various things.
Yeah.
And we have the police here as well, like, to be fair, for anti-crime prevention.
That's to sort us out later.
Aye, absolutely.
Right.
Take a bit of doing.
Well, like I say, you know, there's a lot of stuff here that'll just catch your eye. You might not have been aware of it, and it's like, do you know what, we'll have a do on
It's
that.
a great thing, as I said last year, is something for everybody to see.
Yeah.
And it's a great advertisement. I use this as a big advert for the company. You know, it's a great thing. You know, we need to keep doing it, pushing the Rickerby art.
Well, that's it.
our
And
brand.
for all you guys who didn't see last year's video that we made here, we talked a lot about, you know, the history of the company, the history of this show as well. So if you want to know a bit more about that, go check out Rickerby 2023 show video. Whereas in this one, we're having a good tour around, and like I say, talking about a lot of these big franchises, the you know, your anniversaries, which we're with Abbey now.
You know, and there'll not be many companies that have dealt with, you know, slurry and diet feeders with the company. Obviously, they didn't start with diet feeders. They started in this country importing under Tanko in blue many years ago with slurry tankers. Yeah. And we have a great working relationship with the Abbey family. Well, it's not Abbey, it's a Kavanaghs. It's Abbey's, the name comes from the village or town. It's a small town where they come from. And the Kavanagh family, and Claudia, she's head of the group. Charles was part of the family, obviously the father, and then there was the grandfather, obviously set the business off. I think probably like a lot of businesses, you know, blacksmith type things back in the day.
Like Rickerby's themselves.
Most sort of companies seem to come from that sort of background, didn't they, really? Because all the areas where you only went 2 or 3 miles, whereas now you're going 100 to 200 miles.
Every village would be sort of self-sufficient, wouldn't it, back in the day?
On the job.
So how many years is it with Abbey now?
50 years.
It's 50 years with Abbey now.
I think I would take a bit of beating for this type of equipment. Yeah. I'll find it very hard to find somebody any better. I mean, they've progressed massively, like everything's had to, basically the tankers. I mean, this is the latest one sold down at our Carnforth depot. Very highly spec'd.
That's a rig, is that, isn't it?
The days are gone for a little 1,000-gallon tanker with a spread plate on the back. Yeah. You know, steering axles, air suspension, you know, and obviously dribble bars, trailing shoes, options. A lot of people getting overhead booms and that becoming more of a carting tool. Yeah. And then for the umbilical cord and stuff like that.
So into nurse tanks and support them.
There's definitely a growth sort of interest in nurse tanks as well. We're getting a few more inquiries on that side of it as well. So, but you know, the slurry and the feeders and that, you know, very good. And I mean, they do 3 auger feeders, go up to over 30 cubes. They do the specialist weigh cells and all the controls and stuff and that, like, to be fair. So yeah, no, been very success. Had a great relationship with them. No,
so
fantastic.
That's 50 years with Abbey. So we'll move on the tour. And yeah, like you're saying, relationships there. It's, you know, it's an industry still built on relationships, isn't it?
I'm probably could be classed as a little bit old-fashioned. I'm still aware of, you knock on doors, you build relationships with people. Even though, you know, I think one of the things that people kind of forget is there's a lot less farms. We were just discussing this earlier on today. Say, take 5 or 6 years ago, there's a lot less farmers on the go because farms are getting bigger, they're retired. You've got all these various schemes, you know, that's on the go for the environment. So to me, it's more and more important relationships with your manufacturers as well as the customer to build that sort of bond up.
That's it, and especially those long-term relationships as well. I mean,
you know, changing franchise costs you a fortune. You know, it isn't most dealerships will not want to really change a franchise because it takes years before you start to actually get that money back. Yeah. You know, to be fair, new stock, all that sort. So to me, it's massively important, these relationships. And most of our manufacturers are families.
Yeah.
You know, see,
the style of companies that you deal with.
Storth, that's a family. You've got Bailey, that's a family. You know, at the end of the day, you go further down, Lemkin, Claydon, they're all families.
And Opico on our left here, that's another.
Yeah, 40 years.
Another 40 years with her.
Yeah, I mean, it's when we started it off, to be fair, it was Trevor Tittle, the worldwide man for Claas, who actually brought it up about the relationship with Claas, and to be fair, this was his idea on the job. So that's how it set it up. So we started looking into a bit more about, you know, how long have we had these relationships with people and that, and then starting to think, oh, crumbs, that looks a bit close to, you know, maybe how many years, and so 40 years, and then this one here.
This is a big celebration, this one, isn't it?
This is a little bit stab in the dark. We actually think it could be older than 100 years, but we couldn't quite find what I call the documentation far enough back. We know we can look back that we've at least dealt with them for 100 years.
So this is Ransoms Jacobsen.
Yes.
I probably pronounced that wrong. It's probably
Jacobsen.
Jacobsen, yeah.
I mean, here, the Horty, professional Horty, big part of our business. You know, we do like Newcastle United, supply all their gear.
Right.
Carlisle United, we supply a lot of their gear. And most of the major golf clubs.
So next year, I'm actually a magpie forager out there.
I'm not no offence to anybody, I'm not a Newcastle man. I'm Carlisle through and through, no matter what, on the job. But you know, it's a great achievement. You know, going back with Ransoms, you know, you go back far enough that it was ploughs and stuff like that. And I know, you know, we've been supplying all over, you know, for a long time. Iseki, that's grown massively.
Oh, so that's another anniversary,
yes,
isn't
it's
it?
another anniversary, to be fair.
So they're just added with the back of theirs.
I think 40 years, I think it is. I'm even forgetting myself, to be quite
So they're
honest.
40?
Yeah. Great franchise, real quality product. The only thing is we could do with 110, 120 horsepower version of theirs. Like,
it's a nice, small, simple tractor.
Yeah, just a little bit more, not like in fairness. So again, you know, to me it's really exciting, these relationships. And most of these other companies, although it's maybe not hitting on a 40 or a 50,
Like
you know,
McConnell on the left
30, you know, be 30 odd years since the early 70s.
Yeah.
Bunning, I mean, that's another one. I mean, I've been here 34 years, so we've dealt with them as long as that. One of our newer franchises, Schaefer, isn't quite as old in the tooth as you might say, and Lemkin, you know, but again, longer relationships, Claydon. Again,
And what would you put the key down to these long relationships?
I think it's down to people.
Yeah.
You know, at Rickerby's here, we want to do the best for the customer and for the manufacturer. We want to do that simple thing and sell as much as we possibly can and give an excellent service. And it's down to the staff as much as anything. We have 130 employees and every one of them does us a great job. What they all want to do is a good job. And they want to give the service and they want to do the best they can.
Everyone's up for it.
Yeah, and it's
working to the same goal.
From the ladies in the accounts, from the stores, from the workshops to the sales, you know, the transport. Everybody wants to do the best.
Yeah.
And we've got a fantastic team here at Rickerby's. It's a great place to work. And that's part of the package. And the manufacturers see that as well. You know, we are quite high demanding because we want the best for the customer. We don't want them breaking down or whatever. We want to keep it driving on and
you know, pushing these manufacturers along as well.
Yeah, of course. And we want new developments. We want things. And everybody has the faults and has the breakdowns, no matter who they are. And we need how quick you can actually get
deal with that,
yeah,
innit?
Absolutely.
Backup is king, isn't it?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
So big celebration on this side with Claas.
A little bit
this
of
is
selection.
70 years, is it?
Yeah, 70
This is
years.
the platinum one.
This is the platinum one. And up there we have obviously the platinum tractor.
I was going to say, if we, which camera on Chris got? If we have a quick look up here, we got the.
We've got the little platinum, the middle platinum, and then the big platinum. Whichever one you want.
Yeah. So we go for
yes.
like a gunmetal grey on this one. And
no, it's actually platinum.
it is
platinum.
proper
Yes,
platinum. Right.
that's what they say.
Right.
I'm not going to argue if somebody argues with us, but it is platinum.
Right.
In fairness to Claas, they actually did that for us as part of the
Did they?
celebration. Yeah, did that in the factory.
Yeah.
We put the chrome parts on
on
the job and got the stickers. They did the stickers and everything and that. Like we just added the chrome bits on because we put the 70 years in the chrome there. A lad called Colin Foster does all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
little details on the stack there.
He does the mats as well.
Yeah. So how many of those will you have like that?
One.
Just the one. That's the one, right?
That's the only one that'll be like that.
Yes. One lucky customer of that.
It's the only one in the world like that.
And is it sold yet?
There's a lot of interest at the moment. We weren't too sure whether to put on demo. And like anything, typical salesman used to say, if somebody wants to buy it, crack on.
It's gone.
It's on quote. So.
Is that a 660? That one?
Yes, that's a 660. Yeah.
Right.
Like you say, it's dare I say it, the dog's bollocks.
Top of the Aryan tree, that one.
Definitely.
Right. So what else have we got on the Claas tank? We've got a good variety.
Jag. We've got the Jag, the special edition Jag from themselves. Obviously, I think it looks quite smart in the colours.
That's a 970 one. That.
Yes,
celebrating 50 years.
I think there's only 2 or 3 of them being made, done in the factory in Germany.
Yeah.
This is Claas's own demonstrator. Looks quite different with the chassis grey on the top panel. We even had phone calls on its way in from people saying, that's smart, that.
Yeah, saw it on wagon.
Saw it on wagon. Hasn't even gone in the field yet on the job. And I never really noticed the sort of the grey on the wheels. I thought, well, if somebody had said that to me originally, I thought, no, that'd be a bit... but when it's on there, it does
It
look
does,
cool,
and with
like.
these touches as well.
Aye, just
Like-
well, the red Claas comes up well on the grey.
Yeah.
In fairness, so no, it looks smart. Like,
That's it.
of course, you got the big accessory there, the air horns.
Yeah.
The main must.
Wake those trailer drivers up that are on Snapchat.
Aye,
Chris?
too close. Oh, somebody getting accused there.
No, his brother.
Oh.
Post knocker Ben.
Of course, look at Ben.
Right, Ben. Right, so we got mowers, we got telehandlers, we
Yeah,
got balers.
yep. Full range of the handlers from the Claas and the rodent shovels. We've done one or two of these. Obviously,
They
these.
say the Trion, not Trion,
No,
the Torian.
Torian.
Trion's a combine next to it. Yeah.
You do get confused
Well,
with
say-
the German names.
The Torian.
Yes, aye, yeah.
And this is a 1611 that they put on a diet and gave some more GGs. I think,
Yeah,
and
no,
just-
it's performed. In fairness to it, when the face came out, I think it was a learning curve for them.
yeah.
They didn't just have quite it right, but now, honestly, it'll push for
They've
unbelievable.
got that
like
power to weight
yeah,
ratio
yeah.
sorted that they.
It'll
that they
take
needed.
anything on that. In fairness, we've just started selling one or two more of these,
Yeah.
and but you do need a bit of work. You need a bit of winter work as well as summer work,
I'm
like
going
to
to
justify
say you want
them.
this, loading some
Yeah.
muck or whatever, big diet feeders on
Aye,
a dairy
that's
unit,
right,
something
yeah.
like that.
One or two AD plants and stuff like that. Like
Keep
in
it
fairness.
busy.
Aye, keep him busy.
Exactly.
aye,
Well,
aye.
you need to with machines these days.
It's a lot of
don't
money,
you?
It's not the peanuts the job on the job.
So now we've got the Trion.
Nah, we'll come
Now we're
back
on
to
the
Trion now.
yeah.
We're on course
The
now.
Cummins powered Trion.
Yeah, 530. Popular model for us. It's a smaller end of the range and that. Because obviously with the tracks and the way the job is up here, that's a customer's machine, new for.
Well, that's it, because once upon a time, a combine of this size, you wouldn't have seen it on tracks, would you?
No, not bringing the Trion's been a massive success. I don't know. It was some. I know when they first bought the Trions out, they only had like a small percentage of what they thought they would sell. But it's been that big success.
Yeah.
I think it's about, I could be wrong here, about half of the sales just about now.
Really?
Yeah.
Of Trions?
Massive. I mean,
Right.
it's got them into a lot of new markets.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely combine, to be fair.
Well, that's it, because it's got all their big Lexian features.
Well, it is like
squeezed onto.
it's probably like an old Lexion.
Yeah.
I'm not the combine expert, so I'll get pulled to bits here, but they tell me
A very well updated older Lexion. Yeah.
that's kind of what I think it is, really. In all honesty, on the job. A little bit more updated to the beast here, in fairness.
I was going to say, yeah. So that'd be a 5-walker, that one, the
Yeah,
500
yeah,
series, yeah. And because also you got there's a 600 and your 700
yeah,
as well.
yeah. You're not asking the right man for technical bits about combines.
I'm asking a salesman technical questions when I shouldn't be doing.
Forages is more my forte,
Right. So, back in time now.
Yeah, it's actually our lad from the northeast, a wagon driver, and she runs like a clock. And it's all still in working order. She's in very good sound condition. Like he's had it for a number of years. So it's a 1966. I can't remember what model it is. It's an oldish model, but
I'd be quite excited to see that up against side by side with that, wouldn't it? I mean, it looks quite stunning here, side by side with that. It just shows how far they've come in.
yeah, coming a long way. I like, to be fair on them.
Exactly. And I saw your little video on Facebook. And
Oh, Doc.
Oh, Doc
Well,
Brownie.
Marty, look, there's Marty. Just face
There's
there.
Marty's
There's
just
Marty.
run off,
Marty, wave.
Hang on, wait
Wave,
for the
wave, Marty. There you go. There's Marty.
Right, we should continue our little tour. So that was the Claas area.
Do
You got-
Sandingers. Yeah, we have a sort of friendly relationship with Gordon's. We have part of their premises up at Castle Douglas. We do professional horty, and they don't. They have part of our premises down here and work out here with the Devlon the diggers. I mean, they seem to do an extremely good job. They're an excellent team. They're a bit like Rickerby's, family sort of own business as well. Like,
Yeah.
and they do a lot of way up into Scotland, and that, so works well because we all do the Ransoms Jacobsen, Stranraer, that sort of area. They come down
So
here.
you
with
look
the diggers.
after the horty and they look after the
Yeah,
plant.
yeah, and
Right.
it works well.
Yeah.
You have Fleming, do a lot of business with them boys, and just new these sprays onto our portfolio with the
Right.
Bagram, and we just sold this, our first one here.
So this could be the start of another
We hope so.
30, 40-year relationship.
Well, you never know, in fairness. So it looks good. So our very first trailed one of this range, Merce Agriculture. So hopefully looks well spec'd. I don't know much about the sprays and that, like, but we'll hopefully just start. We started with him last year and that, and we've done a lot of the smaller ones and that, and he started fetching these in, so it looks good.
Yeah.
Say it's well balanced, very high spec'd, very competitively priced. So no, it's good. And the main sort of importer is in the northeast there, and he's excellent for service again.
That's it, yeah.
On the job. So yeah.
Sound. And with a lot of these, because you've got a lot of franchises that you deal with,
Yeah.
are there sort of any kind of juggling acts that you have to sort of
No, not
do
really.
between them? Because will there be little bits of overlap between some of them? Or?
There's odd things that slightly overlap, but a great believer that you don't want, say, 3 slurry tankers to sell, or feeder bedders doubles, because the salesman goes out to sell. If he has 2 or 3 choices, it confuses the job with the customer. Well, which one are you going to sell us today, red, blue, or green? Yeah. And we've had that in the past. We once went 2 or 3 tractor franchises at once, and it didn't work because some salesmen would adhere to one product, some salesmen would adhere to another product, and you ended up just a mix and match.
Yeah, you almost get an internal fight going
I'm
on.
always fair. We know what we need to do. We want to sell as much as possible, do what we can, and so realistically, we have very little clash. There's odd little bits and pieces, but on the whole, 90-odd% of it doesn't clash with anything.
So you're glad you're not an Agco dealer then?
Absolutely, massively. No, I couldn't cope with that, like, to be fair.
Just too many brands.
No, how do you stock all the parts? Because you still have to stock the same amount of parts for each product.
For each one, yeah.
And how do you do that? It's impossible. It costs a fortune on the job. And a lot of interest, obviously, these type of drills, these sort of min-till drills and that, like, to be fair. Because again, it's a grant. To me, the grants are pushing farmers into areas that wouldn't normally go into.
Yeah.
I've no idea whether it's the right angle or not the right angle. Again, when we're coming into this shed, a lot of the smaller franchises, Kawasaki, Kimco bikes up there, Jacobsen, Quicke, IE.
I was going to say, another anniversary, isn't it, Quicke?
Yeah, I just forgot about that one. 50 years of Quicke. I'll get shot for not missing out. I quite like his motif there, 5Q. The lad that designed stuff for Quicke and that is spot on. He always comes out with something a little bit quirky.
He's got it spot on there, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, full range of equipment. Stocks, which is part of Opico. We've got A&H compressors. We started selling quite a lot of those for the slurry outfits, for blowing the hoses out, and stuff like that.
And like these franchises, especially the newer ones, like the sprayers that we saw back there, how do you go about sort of choosing the right fit for your company?
Well, sometimes it's like what you mentioned before, there haven't any clashes.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's some like spray franchises out there, but they have a lot of other equipment. They might have a load of drills and spinners and stuff, which we don't want to create ourselves loads of problems.
Yeah.
So something like that, we've known the guy for a long time, and we've had discussions with him, and it fits our portfolio just nicely, without sort of conflicting ourselves. And it's a good product, because you don't want to get a product you think is going to give you a lot of hassle either.
Yeah.
Not just self-inflicting stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of thought. You can't just dive out and have a wish list and go and have everything there is out there. It's got to fit the company's got to fit as well, as much as anything.
You've got to sort of both understand each other.
Yeah.
Grand. So we're nearly at the end now.
Yeah, nearly.
Whistle stop tour. What we got down here then to sort of finish us off?
Just scrape enses, that's a little new product in the last 12 months. It's a little feeder bed, little bedder that goes on top of your scraper. 2-in-1 jobs like a bit. So they'll do them for any scraper.
Yeah.
So you have the fixed type, and then what I call the flip-flop type.
Right.
You get 5 foot and 6 foot, just there on the video. Just trying to save time on that. It's a little niche.
That's quite nifty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's locally made as well in Cumbria. So, again, trying to support a little bit of local stuff as well.
That's it, always good where you can.
And then obviously Pro Tyre, they're just a local company, a national company in selling tyres. We do a bit of business with them. They want to come down, they always find it's a great show.
Yeah.
Farmers and tyres and that. Kimco bikes, we've done them for about a year now. They supply, how we got on with Kimco was quite an interesting one. Kawasaki had some of their machines badged, and Kawasaki owns from Kimco, so the franchise came up for the full range, so it fits in nicely again because Kawasaki just do one bike, so this fulfills the rest of it. Like
and you've got the UTVs.
Yeah, so
as well
again,
on the other
there's
side.
no clashes as we come back again. In fairness, so and then of course we've got the top quality pies.
We've had one. We had one to start before, so we had a pie, and I've still got my brew as well. So I'm a happy camper already.
Good.
But I won't say no to another pie.
No, I'm sure we'll acquire that
We
for you
might
both
dive
night
in there
there.
a little bit.
McCall's pies,
That's it.
local again.
Good stuff. And with the Rickerby logo
Yes,
on the
Rickerby,
top.
I like that.
That's a nice touch.
We got that specially made for them to stamp it like.
Spot
all
on.
honesty.
Well, Martyn, as
Absolute
ever,
pleasure.
thank you very much for having us.
Thank you
again.
for coming.
It's
been a
it's
pleasure.
a great little whistle-stop tour of this show because it's, like I said, we had a good time last year. So,
it was good.
We'll come back again. If nothing else, we're going to have a pie.
Aye.
Anyway, so.
Come back for the pies if nothing else.
Exactly. So, no, spot on that. And once again, thank you very much
Thank you.
for your time.
Pleasure. Thank you all.